In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, hello everybody, how are you doing? We'll be doing great by the grace of Almighty Allah. My name is NA Saqib, I'm your IELTS trainer. Additionally, I'm also teaching the students of spoken English for the last 20 years. Today's tutorial is about listening subtests of the IELTS. Let's get started. As you know that there is a test pattern. For example, the test format is on the day of test you are conducted 3 tests: listening, reading and writing, and speaking is actually conducted either few days before or some days later this test. So the first in the format, listening is the first test, listening, then reading and writing. The listening subtest lasts for 40 minutes. Actually, it's a first test conducted in the series, and so it lasts for 40 minutes, 30 plus 10. 30 minutes for listening to the tapes which are played in the examination hall, the 4 tapes, each actually for 7 to 8 minutes, and the 4 tapes are played, and then 10 minutes extra time is given for transferring the answers onto the answer sheets. So you should write your answers on the question booklet as you listen to the tape. Later, when the test ends, you have to transfer your answer on the answer sheet. But when you are listening, actually, you are transferring your answers on the question booklet. That's the pattern. As far as the recording is concerned, during the recording, time is given for candidate to read the questions and check the answers. And these are very important time breaks. You are given few seconds to read ahead and to go through the further questions before the tape starts. And that time, actually, if you utilize that time very intelligently and effectively, you can increase your band score, because better you understand in that part of time, the better you are capable of answering those questions. You'll have a recorded voice, as I told early on, played at the test center, and as I can tell you that this is not only the test of your listening, it's a test of your listening, reading and writing modules. Listening, reading and writing simultaneously. Because when you are listening, you are perfectly listening and you are focusing your attention on listening, but stuff is there in the form of papers which is in front of you, and you're reading these things. And you are trying to tally what you're listening with your reading. And when you understand things, you are writing in the form of your answers onto the question booklet and then transfer them onto the answer sheets. And as far as the next points are concerned, sometimes about the pattern, there are 4 parts. The first 2 parts are in the context of the social kind of either the monologue or the conversation. The second 2 parts, part 3 and part 4, are actually more relevant with the training or the educational or academic purposes. So, and you are sometimes listening to the monologues, one person is speaking, and there are sometimes dialogues, the conversations, and you are supposed to focus your attention when you are listening on the names, places, and the purpose of their conversation. The tape could either contain a conversation or a monologue, as I told you. You must understand the purpose, what are they speaking, and what kind of message they want to convey. Actually, it's all about the more you concentrate, the better results would be in terms of understanding and then transferring your answer on first on the question booklet and later on the answer sheet. As you know that I told you about, test is divided in 4 sections called part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4. These parts were previously known as sections, but now with little changes. Actually, I will just let you know about all those 3 changes which have occurred in January 2020, and you will be familiar with them. You would have noticed maybe before, but I will just try to let you know about those little changes. They are very significant changes. Sometimes little changes are significant ones. Those are significant changes because you'll have to exercise your mind a little bit in a different way. So as I told you that part 1, part 2, part 3 and part 4 they have been introduced, and the first change actually that is in the January 2020, and that is the part has been replaced, sections have been replaced by parts. Now you can't say the first section, second section, third section, the fourth section of the listening test. Part 1, part 2, part 3 and part 4 of the listening test, I'm afraid. And number 2 change is no reference to page numbers. Initially there were the page numbers we referred to, page 1, page 2, page 3, page 4. Now there is no reference to the page numbers. So you have to be smart enough to handle the situation without knowing about the page numbers. And number 3 change, no example question and answers repeated twice. It was early on repeated. Once again it was given, and secondly when your test practically started, they also again gave you that same question and answer. There is no repetition. So these are small changes, but they're significant changes. You have to evaluate your strategy, how you're going to tackle with all these changes. So I must give you a kind of counseling or a suggestion or advice. You must join a good institute where these trainings are given, a lot of mock tests are conducted so that you may be able to score higher in IELTS bands and you get your required band score in the first attempt, because you can't afford the fee time and again. It's quite a high fee, and they keep on increasing the fee with increase in the rate of the dollar. So God bless you guys and girls. It was a review of the listening subtest I gave in the first lecture of the listening subtest of the IELTS. I'll reappear with some more valuable videos. You better just subscribe to our channel, Genius Institute Lahore, for your better understanding for the rest of the videos in the future. God bless you all. Thank you very much indeed. Bye-bye.